everybody, it's Mrs. Green. I'm here to do our farmer in the field visit, and today we're in Galesburg. Actually, in Galesburg, we're not really on a real farm, but we kind of have a farmer in Mrs. Wells, who's going to be the first grade teacher at Silas Willard this fall, and she's been growing a lot of food in her garden, and she's going to tell us all about what she did to make all these great plants grow. And she's our farmer in the field for today's visit. Hi, Mrs. Wells. I see you have been very busy this summer. Tell me a little bit about the farming you've been doing here at your house.
Okay, well, it's the first time I've done a garden, and we started with raised beds. I have 2 raised beds there, and we planted a different variety of tomatoes, a couple eggplants, some cucumbers right here growing in the vine, and a friend of mine gave me some cabbage seedlings and some wintermelon seedlings that I grew.
So is this your first time being a farmer, Mrs. Wells?
Yes, it is my first time. I did try to grow some potted vegetables before, but it didn't quite work out like I wanted. But this summer I had more time to tend to my garden, so I think that's one of the biggest things that's different from what I've tried before this year.
So have your helpers here been active in helping you plant all of these great vegetables?
They help with the watering of the vegetables sometimes, but they're mostly interested in watering my husband's flowers in my garden, my vegetables.
They like the flowers a little bit better than the vegetables.
Yes.
So,
tomatoes.
A tomato! Oh my goodness! So Mrs. Wells, it looks like you kind of just took a little section of your backyard and put in your little mini farm.
Yes, actually this is a funny story. When I started, I told my husband for Mother's Day I really wanted a raised bed. And so he made me this raised bed, which was awesome. And when I started planting, you wouldn't believe this, but all those plants there, plus all these plants here, were all just on this raised bed.
Oh.
Because I didn't know that they would grow this much. But then I asked a lot of my friends, well, like on Facebook, I asked them, is this okay? And then one of my friends came here to check, and she's like, I think your plants are too close together. You can probably just, plant 6 plants at a time in a raised bed. And even now it's still crowded. But that's okay, I learned something new. I
was going to say, you've learned a lot then.
Yes.
Do you think this is an easy job?
I think it's not difficult per se, but it takes time.
Oh, so you're very busy. You don't just plant it and walk away?
No, and you have to do it every day to water the plants. And sometimes, like when the leaves get so much that you can cut it up, cut some of the leaves out. And also, I don't know if you noticed that there's stakes there, because if you just leave it alone, the tomato plants will kind of flop over. So I had to tie them up.
Mm-hmm. So kind of like our farmers that are out in the big cornfields, you're having to tend to your crops every day, just like they have to work every day to make sure that things are going well for them as well.
Twice a day.
Twice a day. Wow, you could almost be a dairy farmer if you're working twice a day.
Oh, I didn't know that. They do twice a day
Twice a day, at least. Maybe sometimes 3 times a day.
Wow.
So what kind of things have you eaten already out of your garden besides the tomatoes the girls don't particularly like?
I eat the eggplant.
Okay.
I love eggplant. They're not a big fan either, but
I love eggplant.
And then the cucumbers, that they eat a lot of. I also like refrigerator pickled some of them.
When you started growing these, did you grow them from seeds?
No, I grew them from seedlings.
Seedlings, and what's a seedling?
It's just like a little tiny sprout of the seed, maybe with 3 to 5 leaves on it. I do want to try growing some from seed next year. hopefully we can do that. The cabbage and the winter melon, someone gave me seedlings for it.
Oh, someone gave you seedlings for those. Those are great.
Which I believe the winter melon, actually, he got it from a vegetable that he bought at the Asian market, and then he just saved the seeds from it and then planted it.
So, did you call that a winter melon?
Yes.
So, it's not a watermelon?
Not a watermelon, winter melon.
Oh, so tell us about what a winter melon is.
I had to look that up too because I wasn't sure what he was talking about, but it was an Asian vegetable. And then I looked it up, and it's called kundul in my language. Oh, okay, that's more familiar. But I guess in English it's winter melon. It looks like a summer squash or bottle gourd, something like that.
Okay. So more like a squash than what we're used to, sweet watermelon.
It's not sweet.
Not a sweet watermelon.
Yes.
No.
But I guess in my country they would sometimes prepare it in a way that it's going to be sweet, like with sugar syrup.
I see.
Like that.
And can you tell us, we really didn't talk about this, but your family is from another country, your parents, I know.
Yes.
And what country is that?
I grew up in the Philippines.
And how far away are the Philippines?
It's on the opposite side of the world.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Could you have a garden like this in the Philippines?
All year long.
All year long. So
Yes.
you wouldn't even have to worry about winter coming.
No. And see, I always grew up with my mom tending to a garden, and it's just easy there. You stick something in the ground, it'll grow. And here, I was surprised that I had to buy soil.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause I never saw my mom buy soil.
Sure.
It
Well,
just-
and soil in this part of the country is one of our great resources. So if you're a farmer out in the field, in those big cornfields, you're certainly watching for that soil to be just what you need it to be to grow your plants.
Oh, I
So you learned a lot just from doing this 1 year.
Yes.
And if you're going to add new vegetables to your garden, what do you think you might add for next year?
Okay, I already have a plan for this. I really like bitter gourds. I want to try that. And long beans, green beans, because my daughters like that. And some leafy vegetables too, like lettuce. I tried lettuce from leftover scraps. It didn't work out.
Okay.
And some basil. And my friend said, if I plant rosemary and mint by my cabbages, then it would help with the worm infestation. I guess that's why my cabbage has holes, because of worms, is what my friend has said.
So you learned about the plants and the insects and the soil all from doing one project.
Yes.
That is amazing.
Yep. And also I learned about, trellises. I built those trellises.
What's a trellis?
A trellis is the structure where the plants can climb up on.
So
And
they're
now
kind of viney?
Yes, because these plants are vines, so they climb up and hold on to something.
So those are different from a pumpkin vine because those usually are on the ground. So how did you know that they needed to go up?
Friends.
Friends?
Yeah.
Aren't friends great? Boy,
I know,
oh
and
boy.
even it's like friends from the Philippines too. I was like, oh, my cucumbers are running out of room. What do I need to do? And they're like, just build a trellis. And it's not enough. And someone said, it can just spill over. It's okay.
So actually maybe could that save you a little bit of space too?
It probably would, and it would be easier to pick them, because now on the ground sometimes there's cucumbers that's growing and I don't see them until
they've rotted
it's
a little
too late.
bit.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
boy.
actually an overgrown cucumber by the fence too. It's yellow now.
Got it. So hi Daenerys, I really like your garden. Can you tell us a little bit about the plants that you've been kind of trying to raise all summer long?
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes. Show me where the tomatoes are. Can you show me one? Oh, she's gonna pick it. So can you pop that right in your mouth, or do you have to cook it, do you think?
I don't like tomatoes.
You don't like tomatoes. What would Mom do with that tomato?
Eat it right away.
She would eat it fresh off the vine, wouldn't she? Okay, show me what some other things are you have in your garden.
Cucumber.
Cucumbers. Do you like those?
Yeah. When you first pick the cucumber, they have spikes on. But as soon as we cook it, it's like all nice and fresh.
Do you like to eat those cucumbers?
Yes. Well, cucumbers grow everywhere, so.
They do. What are those pretty little flowers?
Oh, those are the cucumbers, meaning they're almost ready to grow.
Oh, so those little flowers are going to be cucumbers? Wow. What else do you have?
Here are winter melons, and here's a huge flower right here.
That is beautiful.
Get up! I hate ants.
You don't like the ants? Do you know what you need probably though for that flower?
Ant.
Maybe a bee or a butterfly. Do you have any of your winter melons on your plant here yet?
No, I don't think so.
They're still flowers, aren't they? Another tomato. Ah. What do you think? I am so proud of you for trying it. You know, a lot of kids won't try something new. What do you think?
Kind of yummy.
Kind of yummy. Oh, maybe changing your mind? Wow, that is so cool. So what do you got here?
Big, huge tomatoes that are up there I can't pick.
They're really up there tall, aren't they?
Yeah, Nana, look! You even growing mushrooms in your garden.
You'll have to learn a lot about mushrooms, you know, because they can make you sick if you pick the wrong kind. So
Yeah, like
Mom will have to learn something new about now mushrooms.
also I can pick some that are up here.
So you're harvesting. How do you know that these are ready to be picked?
We gotta first see if they're not green.
If they're not what?
If they're not green and
If they're not green.
yeah, and if you pick it, see, you know it's not ready because the ones that are ready, the stem comes off very easily.
Got it. Okay. So you really have to know a lot to be a farmer, don't you?
Yes, I think I'm learning more than Nana.
Okay.
That are not ready yet, but some of them have to change colors, like this picture.
Oh, so you use the picture on there. So what color are you waiting for those to turn so you know that
Red,
they're ready?
orange, yellow. Red, orange, and yellow, I think.
Red, orange, and yellow.
We're still waiting.
So they are not ripe yet, are they?
Nope.
Not ready to harvest. Mrs. Wells, thanks so much for having us out here today.
You're welcome.
We are excited to learn more about just how anybody can kind of be a little bit of a farmer,
Yes.
even if you don't have those big farm fields. And we're really glad to see that you're getting some awesome fresh vegetables.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.